How Pastor Adeboye is making his Redeemed Christian Church irredeemable by Rudolf. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, was worried about the negative press and public opinion. He ordered Pastor Irredeemable to resign as an regional head of the Apapa family of the Rccg. The pastor refused to resign. When CJ, the wife of Pastor Irredeemable of Redeemed Christian Church of God, Rccg, City of David, Victoria Island, Lagos, threw an extravagant birthday party, while the body of Herbert Smith, the church's primary financer, had not yet been buried, the adverse public reaction was swift. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, was worried about the negative press and public opinion. He ordered Pastor Limide to resign as the regional head of the Apapa family of the Rccg. The pastor refused to resign. In the heat of the crisis, Pastor Adeboye and his wife called Pastor Limide and his wife. Unknown to them, the Limide placed them on a speakerphone while the other pastors under Limide were listening. The Lumide told the Adeboye that they would not take nonsense from them. They threatened the Adeboye that if they should open their mouth and say what they knew about the church, nobody would again take the general overseer as a serious man of God. After that phone call, Adeboye pulled back from his demand that Pastor Lumide resign from the church. The late Pastor Esco Mfon started. Mfon was an assistant to Pastor Tony Rappo, who built and headed the Apapa parish in the 1990s. When Esco died suddenly, Pastor Eliyomede and allies fought and squeezed out more competent pastor to inherit the city of David. The cash cow of Rccg, you won't find anything about the history of the city of David, the men and women who helped build it on their website. It is a story for another day. Using media hacks and damage control measures, the matter of inappropriateness of Iliumede's wife's birthday party died down. The Iliumedes continued to rule their terrain, grateful that the legal agreement with Rccg when they built the church protected them from Adeboye's takeover. But other ripples across other regions of the church have not died down. The one in North America has bubbled to the surface again and again, leading to the exit of leading pastors like Adetola. Those who are not the subject of this piece, they are masters for other days. Before I continue, let me acknowledge that after this piece is published, I will lose all my job contracts and start rummaging through trash bins and collecting plastic bottles and aluminum cans in New York City. It is the kind of punishment that Pastor Enoch Adeboye God exerts on people who question him about tithes. So I am ready. Don't cry for me when it happens. You must have heard that the revered man of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, tell that story about God turning billionaire members of his church into paupers for demanding that he accounts for the tithes they paid. It happened in the 80s in the Butemeta. Here's the real story. It was in the 1980s and the Redeemed Christian Church at the Butemeta had a decay roof. Pastor Adeboye appointed some prominent church members to a committee that would work on fixing the roof. He did not tell you part of the story. Within the committee members were of course those who paid the most tithes. When the community members approached Adeboye and asked him how much the church had available for the repair so they would know how much money to raise, the general overseer got angry. He expected them to figure out how to find the money without troubling him. Some of the members were surprised. They wondered why they should pay tithes and make offerings, but they'd be required to bring more money out when something broke in the church. That was how the request to see the tithe and offering account came about. These men were not billionaires, as Adeboye claimed. While one of the managing director of NNPC, he was not a billionaire in the 80s, and I doubt if they were Nigerian billionaires then. They were mostly civil servants. These are the people that Adeboye was encouraging to bring money to repair the church roof. From where, you may ask, still from the government agencies where they worked? Most of the men that Adeboye had maligned are dead now. Their family members who knew the real story most probably watched what Adeboye said about their fathers. They know it did not happen the way Adeboye presented it. I am particularly concerned about the family of one of the men in whose house in London Adeboye used to stay. They know that even if Adeboye God approved the attempt at ridiculing the dead, it did not pass the Rotary Club 4-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? I am surprised that Adeboye did not quote 2 Kings 22 verse 7, where the Bible says, "No accounting shall be asked of them for the money that is delivered from their hands, for they deal honestly." Who knows? Adeboye may have the above line in mind that expect us to use our tongues to count our teeth. In Exodus 36, verse 6, Moses gave a commandment to the children of the Israel in a camp: "Let neither man nor woman do any more work for the offering of a sanctuary," the proclamation said. In that way, Moses restrained the people from bringing any more. But Nigerian pastors are allergic to giving accounts to the people or coming to a point where they would say the giving was enough. Was enough. When they would say the giving was enough, Pastor Adeboye did not tell his audience that the woman who single-handedly paid the roof repair was no longer a church member. It was an inconvenient truth that would not reinforce his theories about God's punishment of people who dared to raise any objection. I don't know what Adeboye's benefit from message about billionaires who are not where they ought to be, besides some egotistical and self-aggrandizing vanity. His recent rush to prove that he and God are like 5 and 6, and that God is always ready to fight his perceived enemies, intensely concerns those who love him. They may not tell him because they fear offending him and having him tagged as people who thought they are clever than God. The family of one of the men in whose house Adeboye used to spend time in London actually fell into a hard time when the man died, which is a common occurrence in Nigeria's informal business environment. When the man's family could not pay his kids' school fees and went to Adeboye for help, he refused to help them. It was the woman who roofed the church that assisted the family. Yet, Adeboye wanted his audience to believe that he did not have any quarrel with them. "I said we are not quarreling, and God know I wasn't quarreling. I just ignored it," he said. He also ignored the plea for assistance from the family that used to bring hefty tithes to his church. Whatever height you climb, pray that you will not become so big that everybody will be afraid to tell you the truth. The consequences are enormous. In recent years, Pastor Adeboye has been working hard to make the Redeemed Christian Church of God that he built irredeemable. Rudolf teaches post-colonial African history, Afro-diasporan literature, and African folktales at the School of Visual Arts in New York City. He's also the host of Dr. Damage's show. His book includes The American Life Self and Children of Retired God, among others. His upcoming book is called Why I'm Disappointed in Jesus. Well, only God knows wetin men no. I know if you come as I come talk say, wetin dey talk not lie, or come as I come say not true. See, I go always talk say the truth will always come to light, no matter how long it may tarry. No matter how long it be, if you like make the truth, they don't bury am for ground, make you don't stay for inside it here, make you don't build, make you don't build house on top. One day, if the truth won't come outside, that house will block in road, it go erupt like volcano. It go erupt. People no go fit talk. So you go just dey look. I know if it say not true. I know if you still continue to say na lie. Na God, na him dey see all my heart. Na still God, na him go reveal the truth when you want. Alright, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.